This is Bisu Dagger on the microphone, and we are going to be watching GOM TV's MSL Season 1 back in 2007. The exact date is going to be 2007, February 8th. And this is going to be on the map Blitz X versus Now Raw. You all know how it is, Now Raw, one of the great Protoss of the old age, pre-Dragon era. And he was holding it down for us Protoss fans. And so I'm sure it's going to hurt you guys to watch him play the great Bisu. But it is going to be a great game to watch. Now a little bit about Blitz X. Oh, look at these announcers. Let's take some opportunity to enjoy this. 안녕하세요.
6명으로 시작됐습니다. 16강으로 시작된 이번 고음 TV MSL이 지난주 경기 결과를 통해서 이제 4명만 남고 이제 4강을 거쳐서 결승을 눈앞에 둔 시점에 지금 4명의 선수가 서 있습니다.
No.
예, 그렇습니다. 그리고 오늘 4강전을 치르는 두 선수는 모두 다 프로토스죠. 하지만 경력이 전혀 다른 선수라고 볼 수가 있겠습니다. 한 명은 이번이 9번째 MSL 본선이고 6번째 MSL 4강이면서 프로토스 사상 최초로 3연속 4강 진출을 이뤄냈고 이제는 3번째 MSL 결승.
Alright, and if we had translations from someone in the chat who could translate, that would be really cool.
당연히 첫 4강 진출이면서 또 결승에 올라간다면은 뭐 당연하게 첫 결승 진출.
Just like old times, if Supernova Maniac can translate this.
그다음에 아주 신인의 패기로 똘똘 뭉쳐져 있는 두 선수 간의 대결입니다.
끝과 끝이네요.
그렇죠.
그리고 경력뿐 아니라 경기 내적인 부분도 많이 다릅니다. 정민 선수는 정말 누구도 상상하지 못했었던 꿈 같은 전략으로 팬들을 사로잡았다면은 반대로 어떤 상상하기 힘든 힘, 플레이의 과격함, 뭐 전투력 이런 것들이 또 김태경의 힘 아니겠습니까? 2006 시즌 프로토스 아직도 우승 트로피가 없는데 누가 과연 프로토스 최후의 선수가 돼서 우승 트로피에 도전할 수 있을 것인가? 오늘 경기를 통해
Looks like we're not going to get a translation here.
색깔이 다른 두 선수가 이제 오늘
Those days are gone. Where's Quicksilver, Supernova Maniac? What happened to Quicksilver? He was one of the greats back in the day too.
자, 이제 눈앞에 결승이
Alright, so people are saying, the guy in the middle says Bisu's gonna win. Yeah, that sounds right. He is the king. This is Bisu's MSL Season 1 great run. How is it gonna turn out? Let's flash forward. Well, no, we could just watch this for another minute. I'm sure the game's gonna start in a second. Let's see. Alright. Was that a recording of a roller coaster, or are those fangirls? Oh man. Did you hear them? It sounded like I was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. Oh, that hair. That glorious hair. Oh, and the KT finger bang. No, scratch that. KT Magicians player, sponsored by Puma. Now Raw is going to be going up against Bisu here. Oh, look at the signs as they throw him up. I see Bisu's name in the crowd. Someone saying maybe Now Raw for president in there. Either way, this is going to be a lot of fun. So Bisu is called the Extreme versus Now Raw, who is known as the Dreamer.
태어난 지 17년 3개월 6일 만에 4강 진출했고 그 날짜에 결승 진출할 수 있습니다. 반대로 극과 극으로 프로토스 사상 가장 늦게 그리고 가장 최고용으로 4강에 진출한 강민 선수 24년 10개월 25일이 걸렸네요. 이렇게 대조적인 약 몇 년의 차이니까 7년의 차이네요. 이 정도 차이를 두고 두 선수가 결승에 도전하게 되겠습니다. 자, 공식전을 좀 볼까요? 김태경 선수 2006을 보면은 그런데 프로토스전 서부적이 그다지 높은 것은 아닙니다. 2승 3패 40.0%. 왜 그다지 높지 않느냐? 강민 선수를 봐주시죠.
예, 강민 선수는 2006년 공식전 프로토스전 7승 1패 87.5% 프로토스 중에 1위입니다. 그런데 그 1패가 이 김태경 선수에게 당한 1패예요. 예, 그렇기 때문에 이번 경기 결과를 예측할 수가 없게 되는 그런 그 데이터죠.
색깔이 비교되는 두 프로토스가 불꽃을 피게 되겠습니다. 최근 10경기네요.
예, 6승 4패의 성적을 보여주고 있습니다. 최근 10경기 이재호 선수에게 승리를 거두면서 6승 4패의 기록을 랭크하고 있는 선수가 바로 김태경 선수고요. 그리고 최근에 원종국 김태경 선수와 강민 선수 이 맵에서 경기를 한 적이 있었죠. 16강 바로 첫 경기가 강민 선수와 김태경 선수가 서로 가졌던 첫 경기가 블리츠 X였는데요. 강민 선수가 여기에서 김태경 선수를 제압하면서 승리를 거뒀던 그런 기억이 있어요. 김태경 선수 이 맵에서 3승 2패, 대프로토스전이 2패다라는 것이 좀 걸리는 부분이고 강민 선수는 5승 2패에 프로토스전 2승, 김태경 선수에게 따낸 승리까지 포함해서 2승이다라는 측면에서 데이터 자체는 강민 선수에게 웃어주고 있지만 만약에 자신이 대프로토스전 전패를
Alright, everybody. This is the map Blitz X. If you have not figured it out, it's right there on the screen. They were given a little bit of a shot there. It is a 2-player map where you can spawn at the 2 or the 10 o'clock position. And the record as goes is TVZ is a 47% win rate for the Terran versus Zerg. Meanwhile, in ZVP, it's Protoss favored or Zerg favored, 26-20 with a 56% win rate. And then in PVT, 12-18, 40% win rate for Protoss, making it a Terran favored map. So not a large pool of games to go from, but that's pretty much how they're going to say here. But this is PvP. There were 6 PvP games played on this map on live air television. And this is one of them. As we watch Bisu versus Nalra. This is the semifinals. So as the semifinals go here, it is going to be a best of 5. Now semifinals match B is going to be Savior versus Watson. And Savior wins the first game versus Watson on Longidus 2. Watson beats Savior on Reverse Temple. Savior then beats Watson on Desert Fox. Then Watson beats Savior on Blitz X. Going to the ace match game 5, Savior eventually does beat Watson in Longidus 2 as he does a replay of game number 1, winning in the same fashion. Now, this is semi-final match A, and it looks like the sun is just shining on top of the StarCraft screen. My goodness, eyes are dying across the world as they watch this. At least the players look great. Meanwhile, Bisu versus Nalra on Blitz X, game number 1, it has begun. It looks like we're going to have Bisu spawning at the 1 o'clock position. He is going to be the red or green Terran, and it looks like possibly red. Meanwhile, the the red or green Protoss. Meanwhile, the white Protoss is going to be now Ra over at the top left at the 11 o'clock position. Like I said, a 2-player map. And you do have a natural right at the bottom of your ramp. And then the map gets a little bit funky from there. You can take a third base in the direction of your opponent, and you can in fact take a island type style base at the 12 o'clock too if you drop your probe inside of there. But then there's this whole bottom half of the map that is uniquely designed for strange battles and expansions that, you know, if the game isn't long, we won't see those bases taken. But the thing is, if you want to take a third, if you take that third towards your opponent, it's going to be incredibly hard to defend. Especially since you can clear a path by mining minerals down the middle. And then now you have an opportunity to attack your opponent directly at their third. But that exposes your third also. So it'll be interesting to see if, when the players decide to mine those minerals in the middle of the map to expose an opening. So it looks like Nalra is opening up with a gas. He's got that gateway at the front, and obviously just wants to go for that heavier attack, dropping down the core immediately. And he'll just use Dragoons to defend. Bisu kind of going for the same style here, so no derivation between the two players. And it'll take another couple minutes before we can see where they will separate themselves. Oh, and it looks like a mana pylon already, and that's going to be messing up the mining of now Ra. Bisu getting aggressive right off the bat. Sometimes it's incredibly hard to drop those pylons down, but it is quite annoying here. And it is well worth the 100 minerals to drop a pylon inside of your opponent's base. He's going to go ahead and let it finish. So that's going to be terrible for now Ra as he falls behind in economy. His whole infrastructure right now is just odd to me. But Bisu, he's got a weird infrastructure too. I guess they really like to keep their pylons close to home here. And now that the Zealot is out, he will be able to clean that up. And in the next minute or two, we'll be able to resume to his normal mining stature. And in fact, one of those probes is mining all the way from the back of the mineral line there. So that's going to be even more annoying that Nalra is going to have to either babysit his probes or until that pylon does get taken out. But look, a Zealot is in there for Bisu too, so he's laying down the law. Harassment is his game. Mana pylons and Zealots just starting off early. Bisu is really setting the pace for this semifinals game. He wants so bad to make it to the finals, where he doesn't know who his future opponent is going to be. But we all know it will eventually be Savior. Oh, and the Zealot does get taken out too. It's still alive. What is he going to do with it? Okay, so now Bisu behind this, he is getting a Citadel of Dune so quickly, in fact, that it makes you think this is going to be a DT build. He's only got one gateway so far. He knows that Nalra is not prepared for this. And Nalra is going for the safer way of getting the range upgrade instead of going for the robotics facility. So Bisu's kind of got Nalra's number so far. And are these DTs going to pay off? Oh, I thought so bad. If that probe went down to drop a Nexus, that would have been the riskiest and dumbest thing that Nalra could have done. But it looks like instead, he is just going to continue to pump units out instead. So this game was not played on the Sun. This game was played on Blitz X. But it does look quite like that. Wait, so was that a Nexus that did drop down? Oh my goodness. Okay, so Templar Archives is getting produced for Bisu. And the Dark Templars will be out soon enough. Robotics facility is on its way, and an observer will follow up. How quickly can he get DTs out, though? The Templar Archives looks like it's going to be finishing up in just a few more seconds here. And then Bisu can start mining, or going for his advantage. Ra is a god who raised the sun. Interesting. So someone's saying there's something wrong with the video here? I don't see anything wrong with the video. This is called old 2007 StarCraft. And this is what you have to deal with here. It does not get any better. And now Bisu's DTs are getting ready to make their way towards Nalra's base. And is he going to be able to deal with this? We saw the robotics facility out. The observer timing is going to be so clutch here. Meanwhile, the Nexus comes down. So even if he does get the... Oh, he built a gateway! He built the gateway! Now Ra's in so much trouble now. He did not go for the observatory first. And now the observatory is coming down. That observer is going to be so late, though. And he doesn't have many units. So Bisu can just power forward with you. Oh, is he going to... Okay. So the mineral patches have been mined out. The DTs have the shorter path to make it across now, too. If Bisu has them on A move, though, they'll attack the Dragoon and alert now Ra. So he had to make sure that he did not A move the DTs. And now Bisu, we're watching his first person view, and he's actually splitting them up. One in the main base, one in the natural. Now Ra's got to be freaking out as this attack is going down. This is the first game of the MSL semifinals of GON TV Season 1. And Bisu looks like he could be taking the game right here off just a simple attack, a simple aggression of DTs that led from the great poise of a Manor Pylon earlier, setting the mining back so far on now Ra that he's able to take this heavy advantage. The observatory, it is done now. The observer is on its way from the robotics facility, but it's rendering now Ra useless. His mining is in a lot of trouble as he had to pull all his probes. They're not mining in the natural. The main is out of control here. And it looks like the Observer is out now. The DT trying to get in additionally to get some more kills. Meanwhile, this Nexus is getting ready to go down. Now Ra's got to know that the last Dark Templar is only down here at the natural base. And the Nexus, it's in the red, but it's not going to get taken out. He does have to pull the Dark Templar back, and the army is going to be pushed back out to the natural. Meanwhile, Bisu did take his own natural, so he can start pumping out more economy from that additional base here. But has the damage been done? Even though now Ra does survive now, can he maintain his poise and fight back? Another observer is going to see that the DT from Bisu is moving out. 3 gateways inside of his main base. Not that much army supply. A 4th gateway now. And the huge thing that Bisu has right now is the Templar tech is done. He can build High Templars also. And High Templars are so useful in PvP large battles. If Bisu starts transitioning from that harassment mindset to, I really just want to have the superior army, then he can get out Storm. He can start focusing on getting as much energy as he wants on the High Templars. And then Nalra's army is just going to pale in comparison. Reavers have nothing on the might of the High Templar, and the DT does push in here one more time. It looks like it's half health. In fact, apparently the Protoss shot the legs out from under the DT, so it's got to be kind of like ghost hovering around since it lost half its health there. And now Dragoons are pretty much the primary unit for the army composition for Bisu. But now he has the potential to go in for harassment again. The Citadel of Doom just now dropping down. And now Ra has to realize that the late game High Templar tech is something he's going to need. But double Dark Templar are marching their way across towards the base. The natural base that doesn't have that many units here. Now Ra, he's not ready for this drop. Bisu went for the robotics facility, and now it's about to pay off. These units can't quickly get away too. And now Ra, he's lost 5 or 6 probes just off the bat. The mining at the gas is not going to be doing so well either. All the probes now move down to the natural base, and the Dark Templar almost tried to sneak its way past the Dragoons, just trolling its way across from the top down to that low ground. Meanwhile, one of them is just going to stay inside of that main base, hide away, and make now Ra get a little bit nervous as he goes on the Dark Templar hunt with his observer and his ground forces. Looks like Bisu drops 3 more gateways again. His economy is so great compared to now Ra. This has got to be so hard. Right now as a Protoss player in a PvP, you never want to lose that first battle. Even if it's like you realize that build orders can play a huge role into whether you're going to win. In a best of 5, you can easily pick 3 bad build orders or get caught off guard 3 times, and then an opponent of equal or even sometimes lesser power can overtake you. But Bisu, he is not lesser by any means. That was not the point of this statement, because we know he is dominating now Ra in this game. Can you believe this all came down from a simple manor pylon in a great location here? And he is actually taking that 3rd base. And as I said, that 3rd base does bring you closer towards your opponent here. And if Nalra was in any better position to harass, then it would be a harder thing to hold this 3rd. And maybe a little bit more intense and bold for him to take that additional Nexus there. But why not put your Nexus in the path of where you want your units to naturally go across to attack? Because then it would be easy to defend and reinforce. And it looks like a 3rd base is being built for Nalra. So I guess he's got to kind of got the same attitude here. And finally the Templar Archives is being built. But this is where Bisu's deciding his army supply is high enough. He can safely move out here. Meanwhile, he's only sticking to the Dark Templar tech. No High Templars mixed in with this army here. And it looks like he is building cannons inside of his mining bases anyway, just to be safe. Just in case unit, a Dark Templar from Nalra, has managed to make it across the map, but still no DTs from there. And oh my goodness, so Nalra, he can't move his probes out. 1 kill, 2 kill already. He's getting a couple more now, and finally that low health Dark Templar does get taken out. Meanwhile, the army is going to be coming in this engagement from the bottom up to the natural base, and way too many units for Bisu are going to be streaming in here from both sides. While his army at the bottom doesn't look like it can defeat the natural army, if he can go and attack that third base at the same time, Nalra doesn't have the forces or the army supply to split forces. And it looks like this is exactly what Bisu's proving now. While he's getting ready to take out the Nexus at the third and possibly drop the main, he's pushing in at the natural base, and all 3 locations are going to be under attack from Bisu at the same time. And this is just signature play from the greatest micro Protoss player of all time here. Oh, the storm coming down. So many probes die. And Dark Templar is actually cleaning up pretty greatly here on these Dragoons for Nalra. But the probe loss was pretty big. Meanwhile, the Nexus is about to die off here. Now we find ourselves 23 minutes into the cast, but we're only about 16 minutes in the actual game now. So 16 minutes in the game. Now we're holding on a lot longer than we expected here, and now the Zealots are getting ready to reign free inside of this natural base. Looks like the Nexus does go down for Nalra. He's in a lot of hurt now, missing 2 of his Nexus. He only has 1 left to mine, and from that main base, which has been so difficult to hold on to. And it looks like GG. Game 1 is going to have to be conceded to the greatness of Bisu.